go through everybody. We're on Twitter's not optimistic. Is this working? This is working. We're back. Okay, we're good. We're back. We're recording again. Everything's up and going.
Cool.
Hey guys, welcome back to Spotlight. I'm Dan. This is Love. We're here to give you some good content, entertaining content. Make sure you like and subscribe, because if you don't, well, you know what happens after that. How you doing, Love?
Good. What happens after that? I want to know.
Jesus. No, like literally Jesus. Take it how you want it.
We're going to send him to visit you.
So I went off on a bunch of rants the last podcast. We're, again, 2 minutes later in real life, trying to pick back up on those rants that I went off on. It all started with the puppet, and then it led into sewing. That's all. That's as far as you remember. It's as far as my brain can contain. What the fuck? No, so look, this is great. We're back in the new studio. I'm feeling good. I'm excited to keep moving forward. You know, we just chatted about being able to let yourself become vulnerable. Another way to look at whatever the fuck we just talked about. I'm gonna have to like sneeze or blow my nose here in a minute. See if I can fight through it. I haven't taken allergy medicine in a few days, and I notice when I don't take it, and it sucks that it helps me. I wish there was a placebo effect, but it's not. Oh boy.
Oh, I wish I had my tea tree oil down here.
I think I should go blow my nose. Be right back. Talk to the audience. Give them entertaining content.
Your sinus release.
Oh yeah, I can do that.
Yeah. You might still also want to blow your nose.
I need to.
There's paper towels right there. Actually, I wear my tea tissues on the rack.
I ain't no bitch. Oh god, I went right in front of the camera. My bad. There's always a sneeze that comes after. Must prepare for my future endeavors.
I love that you grabbed the ones covered in paint.
It's dried up. We good. We're so good. When I'm dying from my allergies, I don't give a fuck. Just give me something to put my nose in. And fucking not Coke, alright? Not talking about soda, alright? Not drugs. Alright, let's lock it in. Come on. What are we doing? Bring up some context clues. Bring up some ideas. Kinda.
I'll just tell you what I want to get done for myself this week.
I'm listening.
I think I want to get an account with that like buy me a coffee thing, and start offering like very basic like dream guide type stuff services.
Buy me a coffee?
Yeah.
What you talking about, Willis?
Oh, it's like a service kind of like PayPal or Cash App or Venmo, but it's like literally buy me a coffee, like $5, like.
So it's a donation. It's more. It seems like more of a less pressuring, donating type of. So wait, is it a legit website?
Yeah.
Buymeacoffee.com, and you set up an account, and is it like do you set up a profile, or is it just the transaction
I think
website?
it's a profile. It might be. I haven't looked into it entirely yet, but I figured, that would be a good way for me to. I don't feel proficient enough to be like charging, but I also know that I cannot just give up my time and energy like that.
Know your
without
worth.
any, because otherwise it won't be sustainable. I'll start, it'll exhaust me if I don't have an equal return of some sort.
Know your worth.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it sounds like. I get that. I mean, you got to give out.
And I think if I were to just offer it for free, it would be very overwhelming because I've watched other people do that. and the amount of like requests that come in after that are astronomical, and
So you know
I
what you
would not
do.
be able to.
So you do it straight up because the reason why is because it started with my photography. Like it's making me think about my photography journey. As much as I don't want to keep pursuing photography,
Mhm.
I started it as a hobby, something that I just innately trying to fucking word it right. I thought I had it. Inherently.
You said it in the middle of all those.
Yeah. That one song I showed you, did you hear me glitch during the first part of the verse? I'm like, hey, and then I get back into the words. That's what just happened. Glitched. Metaverse. What was I talking about? This is so bad. Yeah, my photography journey. Thank you. I put pictures up on a free website, and I got like 1 or 2, 5, 10 views, 20 views. I'm like, yeah, this is cool. And then one photo popped. I'm like, I'm onto something. Got another photo of the kind of the same thing. I'm onto something. It was just pictures of the moon. And now the one picture has over 2 million views. And I'm starting to get 4 views in less than a minute on this website. So it's a free Pexels.com is a free. I have my photography portfolio there. It gives it allows people to put their photos up, their stock photos for free, and it offers donations. You can donate to people. I've been able to accumulate a really good portfolio from that. I've made money doing real estate photography. So that's the thing is like I think I also did it with music. I started to offer my services for free, and then I started, all right, look, if you want me to do this more, I need money now. They started compensating, but now the money's involved, nobody, so there's a tricky fine line with offering your services for free, but I think it's a crucial step in anything. I think you need to give away stuff, give this service for free, because you know what, you're the key holder to say you get 1,000 replies in. Great, I'm only gonna do 5, and after this, if you guys really want this, whatever. You know what I'm
Putting
saying?
a cap on how many, that actually is a good idea.
And being vulnerable and allowing
That makes it feel less daunting.
pressure. Yeah.
But I still, I think really what it is I don't want to put anything out that pulls a bunch of people in. I want people to find me on their own.
And
Those that are meant to.
And so you're talking about pioneering the way to financial wealth or financial success, if you want to call it that.
I guess that's a
one way
possible
to
outcome, but that's not really the.
Sure. And so but I say that because it's like marketing. Either
Like for me, it's a skill I want to develop,
yeah.
and it's a skill that I need to develop in practice with other people.
And so that's why you give your shit away for free. Well, unfortunately. But I heard a thing where
I mean, if the right person found me and I was like, I'm meant to really like work with this person, and they couldn't afford it,
you
like,
figure it out.
yeah.
It's and I've gotten to that point with these music guys, but lately it's been I felt they were starting to take advantage of my services and not respect the line that I've crossed with them. And so I needed to up the ante, if you will. And they're not here, right? They're no longer
Pick you apart for just a second.
listening.
You had a little bit of a Freudian slip there. You said the line that you crossed with them.
Sure.
you put the line down. You put your boundary down.
And I crossed my own line.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I meant that.
Okay.
Yeah. I fucking Freudian who? Freddie?
Freddie?
Freddie! Yeah, I mean, whatever.
I wasn't sure if you recognized that or not because it wasn't clear.
But honestly, it was both. They crossed the line, I crossed the line.
But did you
I overindulged.
cross your line first? Did you give more than you said you were going to give?
Oh yeah, 100%. And that's where the balancing of that's where the act of balancing comes into. All right, I offered my shit for free. When do I start to recognize my worth? Or when do I start to be / show my that?
I think that brings up a really good topic about boundaries. Boundaries are meant for ourselves. Yes, sometimes they're meant to protect us, but often I think people get confused with when they first start learning about boundaries, because I know this happened to me, is that you start placing boundaries against people. When really the boundary is the container that you're setting for yourself, that you're saying, this is where I feel safe. This is the amount of energy I'm willing to put out. This is what I'm willing to accept. And if that doesn't happen, I'm removing myself. Rather than this is the line, and if you cross it, you're going to get bit. That's not a boundary.
Sure. That's it's not a boundary.
It's a defense.
Negative. Yeah, it's negative. It's not good.
It's not a container for your well-being. It's a wall against other people. And I think that was something that I really struggled with when learning about boundaries, because I was coming out of trauma when I was learning about boundaries in the very practical sense, in the clinical sense. And you're hurt and you're defensive and you're like, oh, I have this new tool. Okay, like watch yourself, fuckers. Like,
yo, back the fuck up. What's up?
Yeah.
The hood comes out,
and
you're like, whoa, I didn't realize something like that. Where did I learn that from? I watch a lot of movies.
Right. But then, I had to learn how to transition that line into a box for myself of these are the things that I value. These are the things that I'm willing to accept, and I can take my box with me wherever the fuck I want to go. And you can either, you have a choice to decide whether or not you're going to honor my box as I honor your box.
Dude, bitch.
And if that's not going to happen, I'm going to go find another box to be next to.
Or you know what? We're burning the box down. We're fucking going on the water. We're taking this box in the water. We're floating away.
My box gets more expansive.
Oh, I was just talking about getting high as shit.
Me, literal, still in the conversation. Him.
Floating through the fucking clouds. Yeah. I think the reason why I did that is because I'm like, I want to change up the pace. We got to change up the pace.
That's fine.
So then I was gonna be like, oh great, do you have any fun facts? What's your fun fact? A fun fact that you remember. I only have one fun fact that I strongly remember. Did you know? And we're right around the time in spring that I don't even know if it's a did you know type of thing. My sister told me this, and it makes so much sense. And it's probably right. When you see little trees pop up around other trees, it's either fallen seeds, or majority of the time you see random little sprouts pop up in weed beds. You see a bunch of holes everywhere. It's little squirrels that have buried their nuts.
Mm-hmm. And
before winter, we lost where the fuck they put them, and then there's little trees that pop up. So it's funny,
that's why they
ecosystem, dude.
Leak out and bury so many, because they know they're gonna forget some of them, and if they don't bury more than they need, they're gonna starve.
Yeah, they call that squirrel brain. Huh?
Survival brain.
Yeah. I'm
lizard brain.
I'm a lizard. I want to get Have you ever had any reptiles? I imagine you just like.
I got to pet sit for a couple of months a bearded dragon.
So you want one? That's what your body just told me. Your body just told me you want one.
I want all the animals. I just don't. I would rather just have friends with all of the animals because I am happy to like give them to me for a couple months when you need a break or you want to go out of town. I will pet sit all day long. I don't want to permanently take care of any particular animal other than Suki because I have a hard enough time permanently taking care of myself.
That's fair.
And no animal deserves that.
You remind me. What your look got you going on right now from the lady from the Pirates of the Caribbean who lives in the swamp. And like she has like this fucking knowledge and these secret potions and like so like when they
I think her name is Kaleidoscope.
I don't remember. I don't remember. It sounds about right. Or close to it. Yeah, that's like when they were in desperate need of help and didn't know where to turn to, they turned to you. Yeah.
I received that.
And that's why this podcast is the shit. Yeah. I don't remember where I was going with that. Just like usual. That's what you just call this fucking show. I don't know where I was going with that. That could be my show for the Spotlight fucking YouTube channel. I don't know where I was going with that. You just make like little clips. You have your own little show. What did you say you wanted yours to be? You just said it earlier, right?
You said it.
What did I say?
Getting blacker.
Getting blacker with love. Wait. That's actually why that title is good. Getting Blacker with Love is because that hits a lot of different areas.
Honestly, I think it would be really cool simply to like have guests on that have knowledge and experience about the Black community that I just never got to experience. That I can like learn from, but also like have other people who maybe are in my position, who are adopted, racially adopted into white families, and then grew up in all white neighborhoods and were completely segregated from the Black community.
Welcome to America.
Like,
or
there's
the world.
A lot of us.
To be honestly, the world. Like, well, that's the. It's who did it? It wasn't T.I. Another rapper. It was some other guy who, I guess it was not recently, but a few years ago got big. He said black is excellence. And I think that's 100% right. That black folk have this excellence that is powerful. And it comes from the years of the shitty white man back in, I would say my ancestors, because I'm white. Well, depending if it's end of summer, then I don't look white. So like.
Yeah, the funny thing is that people thought we were siblings when we were kids. You remember that?
Yeah, dude. I fucking every picture of me being little was my shirt off, fucking my nips blaring, dude. Fucking just tan as shit. Dude, I was a crazy wild little child. All the memories I hear from like people are like, yeah, I remember when you were this little running around. It's like, yep, I still do that. But I don't have my shirt on. No, but I as racism has started to evolve into diminishing that feeling. Not necessarily the word, but the feeling of racism, as people are starting to stand up against it, and you're starting to see who the pieces of the shit of America are, especially in the political world. Did you see that the new judge? Have you heard anything about this? She's a black woman. And the panel of Republicans were just berating her with the most useless fucking shit, and they were yelling at her.
Yep.
The fucking one white woman says some piece of shit Republican God, I don't know if I should be saying talking like that on the internet. You know, fuck it. If you're gonna watch it, you're gonna see it. Fuck it. Let's go. Bring us viral. What's up? I'll take it on. I don't care. She said. How do you? I don't remember how she worded it, but it was very simple. Like, what is a woman to you? Define woman. Because in order to be a judge, you have this. I wish I remember her name. The judge who is going to be judge, who has been appointed or whatever the fuck it is. She was like, I'm not going to define the word woman. I said, as a judge, I look at a case, and there's this side and this side, and I turn to the court of law to make a decision. And defining woman has nothing to do with it. And so, like, it's just like it was a whole thing on TikTok. These fucking people are shit, man. I hate it. And like, but that's what we're starting to see. That is starting to get broken down. Is the idea of being racist.
The smoke in the smoke and mirrors is starting to clear.
Sure. Yeah, there's fucking wind finally coming through. The fan has been turned on to clear the fucking smoke. It's just it just saddens me, man. It saddens me, and like the war in Ukraine, it saddens me. It's just such a. There's no because I found myself at a young age, and I decided to work on myself at a younger age than most. I just it makes me want to make change and do something about it, and I think doing something about it is talking about it, and being, I think this is what's cool about this is that you're a woman of color. I'm a white male who can change color. Bringing it back to being a chameleon.
Oh my god.
The reptile talk.
You keep going and you're going to change to the color blue.
I'm going to be fucking knocked above both eyes. But that's I want to get another reptile. I had a bunch of reptiles growing up, and like I want to get a chameleon. So that was the callback there.
I just learned that there's a panther chameleon.
Oh, that might be the really colorful one. But they're a lot of maintenance. Yeah, it's sad, man. It's sad, man. And I want to change that. I want to be a boat that is driving change away from that shit. And I think as a white man, I think I'm responsible to do that. To make change, let's say what else could you call the political world? Make change in like the what once was. There's 400 years of slavery, at least dated back. And there's a song called 400 Years, and this guy just goes off on in the rap just about the whole culture and just so. I stand with everybody, man. I guess that's my point of this conversation. Me rambling on about nothing. I don't know, and I just think that this is cool because you have a totally opposite. Because you know. If you know, you know. Because you've experienced things like that, and it's just. Spotlight is a changing force. Can be a changing force in culture. And we sit down and choose to talk about our stories, to talk about our lives, to talk about our ideas. And here we are, episode 28, almost 30.
I guess
we're moving these chess pieces, woman, and we're fucking doing it.
You have such a grand, you know what I mean?
I like to see the whole picture.
And as much as I think that's cool, I have had such an expansive view that it got out of hand. And so like where I am now, it's a lot of like I want to change me. And
Can I
that
change
will
that wordage?
automatically like
Yeah.
ripple out and affect other things.
So you don't want to change you. You want to continue to change you because you've changed you, and your journey is so fucking awesome. And the idea, and the irony around all of that is that instead of having to pay $1,500 to get into a fucking course of like, they chose you. The Human Garage. Human Garage had a thing going on where love was chosen. She's the chosen one.
She's the chosen one.
The golden.
Among many.
The golden.
Sure.
But
Sure.
Not as.
But
Just go ahead. Sorry.
Not as.
Blah, blah, blah.
but the thing is like I guess I have had a really long journey and I don't always recognize that. So thank you. But I don't have the power to change other people, nor is it my place or responsibility. Therefore, I cannot change the world. It is not my place or my responsibility. My place and my responsibility is in me. And that may and very likely will inspire others to do that for themselves as well. And that is how the world will change.
Well, yeah, you change you, and the world around you changes. You change your friends.
You change your friends
by changing your friends.
Maybe.
But did that make sense?
Yes.
So
yes.
like.
So
yeah, I just agree. I agree with you. Like
I just agree. I agree with you. Like.
It's funny how. Our words to ourselves. And the way we word things. Is very powerful. And subconsciously. It's happening. Consciously, we don't notice it. And so, like, when you say, like, anybody. I want to go off on a rant. Side note, because it kind of correlates to what I'm talking about, is that at work every morning, 6 o'clock shift starts. I'm trying to be in there about 2 minutes before. I'll take about 10, 15 minutes to like sit down and write on a piece of paper. Just like kind of brain dumping. And lately, it's literally, I think it's been the same. But I have over like a month of papers in my little fucking pocket. So now the stack's, getting real big.
We need to do a little journal, a little pocket journal.
Yeah, I have some. It's hard to be working for the man, if you want to call it that, or working at a manufacturing company. That is giving, we have 10 hours to work. I have a 4-day week. It's great. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, off. It's a beautiful thing. Today's Friday. Get to sleep in again tomorrow. And the next day, God, it's so beautiful. But, like, a lot of work is, like, trying to keep yourself busy. And so, going, finding the notepad, getting a piece of paper, ripping the paper, it's
the process.
Yeah, it's like that process. It's not, but I think efficient-wise and the better thing to do is to have a notebook that's just one size, keeps it, so I'm not bringing a pile this big.
Specifically for the practice of like reflecting back on it.
Yeah. So I have a bunch of shit written down on pieces of paper every morning that are pretty much saying the same thing, like, feel great, do good. Today's a new day to be good, and, new day, new me. New week, new me. New month, new me. Like, I write down a lot of the same things. Lately, I heard, when I hear things, I'll write them down. And so I heard the other day is set my standard. Right? What? I'm going to set my standards. And that's what I do. I write that down. What are my standards? And like I'll maybe write down, what am I grateful for? I'm happy. My point is of all this, I'm very, very happy I'm back into this routine of writing. Although when I'm home, not working, I'm not doing it. But like, I'm so productive in other areas. I just know. It's like yoga with me and like working out. I know when I need to be doing these things. My body's telling me. I might lack on following it at first, but I follow it eventually. So, yeah. What's this smirk you got going on here?
Oh, when you're like new me, it just made me think of a song by Thea, and I wanted to see when the full moon was.
It just happened.
Or sorry, the new moon.
What is it?
the new moon.
What is it?
It's on the 2nd, April 2nd.
It's funny how giddy you get,
April 2nd.
like with things like this, and I do too, and I do too, like in my own little life.
And I do too, like in my own little life.
So you said the 22nd, the second,
April 2nd. Yeah.
The second.
So from a tarot,
So
is it tarot?
tarot.
How do you say it?
Tarot.
Tarot?
How do you say it?
Tarot reading?
Tarot reading.
Tarot?
Yeah.
It's tarot.
That's
but
how
it's
I've heard
spelled,
it pronounced.
Tarot.
but it's spelled
But
tar-rot.
it's spelled tar-rot.
And like I'm just trying to like loop in. Like,
I'm just trying to like.
what does a new moon mean to you?
What does a new moon mean to you?
A lot of it is like releasing things. So releasing old patterns, old habits, old belief systems. It's letting go of energy that no longer serves you. So that also means like really cleaning and clearing my spaces and, you know, kind of prepping for another round of like growth.
Sure.
Growth.
It's like
It's
funny
like,
how accurate the tarot readings
funny
are.
how accurate
Like the new
tarot
moon readings, and like I've been following. You said something about you said something about. What did you say recently? Like people are going through. Was it like a cleansing stage or?
Was it like a cleansing stage or?
Ironically, whatever you talked about before, my
whatever you talked
tarot
about
reading
before,
lately
my
has been
tarot reading
my Scorpio. I'm a Scorpio.
My Scorpio.
I feel like they're all kind of similar, but you know,
I feel like
it's
they're
more
all kind of
directly
similar,
to
My
it.
midhaven is
it's more
Scorpio.
directly
Oh, it's a
to it.
midhaven. I don't know what the fuck that
Oh, it's
is.
a midhaven. I
See,
don't
there's
know
so
what the
many
fuck that
layers to
is.
this stuff.
See, there's so many
Like,
layers to this stuff.
So it's also known as midheaven, or
midheaven,
MC, and
or
basically
MC.
that is
And
like
basically that is like
that's what you're working toward becoming.
that's what you're working
A
toward.
midheaven?
Midhaven
Midhaven?
or midheaven.
Midhaven?
Or
What am I working towards? And,
What
like,
am
what
I
is that?
working
though?
That depends on
Like,
your
what is that,
chart.
though?
That depends on your
Oh, my chart.
chart.
I would love to
Oh,
sit
my
down
chart.
and you
I
explain
would
to me
love to
my
sit down and you
my
explain
personal
to me my
Yeah.
stuff based off of what you've learned
Yeah.
so
stuff.
far.
Based off of
So
what
so
you've
so
learned
the thing is lately
so,
is
so so the thing is
people
lately
somebody's
is
coming into my life
somebody's
who like
coming into
once
my
was
who,
and
like,
is
once
recognizing
was,
like
and is
you don't know what you got
recognizing
until it's
like,
gone,
you don't know what you
and
got
like
until
it's
it's
me
gone,
standing up to
and like it's me standing
it's
up
me
to,
not allowing that to
it's me
you know,
not
like,
allowing that to like
not letting here this is a
not
great
letting-
callback, man.
here,
Great
this is a great
circle.
callback, man.
Me
Great
not letting
circle. Me not letting
the pleaser in me take
the
over.
pleaser in me.
Me putting up
revisiting an old lesson.
Me
yeah. So
revisiting
so
an old
that's like
lesson.
kind of what it's
So-
been,
so-
but it's
so
not
that's
that.
like kind of what
It's not like a.
been, but it's not that.
It's like it's not
like a
that,
le-
but it's that.
It's
It was.
like,
It's kind of the
it's not that,
idea.
but it's that.
So
It's kind of the
What
idea.
happens is there's a
So
pattern
what
that
happens
like
is there's
energy
a
in the universe
pattern
works
that,
in,
like, energy
and
in the universe
oftentimes
works
you
in.
know
And
you'll
oftentimes,
sort of put in your
you'll
order, which is your
sort of put in
manifestation, your
order,
desires, your
which is
wishes.
manifestation, your desires,
And
your wishes.
Sure.
You do the work on
And
yourself in
You do the
preparation
work
for
on
it,
yourself in
and
preparation
you try to
for
vibrate
it,
at the
and you try
frequency
to
that's going to
vibrate
bring
at
it in and
the
attract it to
frequency that's
you.
going to bring it in and attract it to
But
you.
you also have to
But
recognize
You
where
also have to recognize
you've stopped
where
yourself from going on
you've
that path in
stopped
the
yourself
first
from
place.
going on that
Otherwise,
path
you'd
in the
already be
first
there.
place.
You wouldn't be
Otherwise,
trying
you'd
to bring it
already be
in.
there. You wouldn't be trying to bring it
And
in.
what will happen is the universe will often
What will
offer
happen
you
is the
something that
universe
looks
will
really good
often
and
offer you
shiny,
something that looks really
but
good and shiny,
mimics a
but
lesson that
mimics
you've learned
a
before,
lesson that you've
where you
learned
have
before,
betrayed yourself
where you have
before,
betrayed yourself
and you
before,
have the opportunity
and
to
you
act
have
differently,
the opportunity
to
to
choose
act
differently.
to
And if
choose
you
differently.
honor that and you
And if
recognize
you
it,
honor that and you
then you will
recognize it,
receive your blessing.
then you will receive your blessing.
Do you have a thing where you have this really good idea in your mind, and you start to like think deeper into that idea, and like the way this idea builds up in your mind, you're like, oh my god, I need to do this. I need to do that.
Oh my god, I need to do this.
But then time
I need
goes
to do
on
that.
because you don't do it
But then
instantly.
time goes
The
on
time,
because
like,
you don't do it.
you just get this.
instantly. The
As you
time-
were
like,
saying, whatever you were just saying,
as
like
you were
that's what
saying,
just
whatever
happened
you
to
were
me.
just saying,
I had this
like,
just
that's
like
what just
epiphany
happened to me.
moment
I
of.
had this like epiphany moment of.
You know what's crazy is
You know what's crazy?
late.
is-
I've been I've like cracked a code in my mind, a layer of my mind where I've been able to pull this.
Can I stop you for just a moment?
No. Because I have the thing.
Because
I'm able to not understand what the fuck you're saying, but feel what you're saying.
Yes, and so I want you to describe your feelings before you start intellectualizing. Tell me what you felt in your body.
Whoa, she just fucking laid some shit on me that fucked me up. Tell me what I feel in my body.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like a burning, giddy sensation, like an excitement. That's what it is.
And what sparked that?
I don't know.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know what the fuck you're saying, but something sparked to where, as you were speaking, my world, my body, my spiritual was like locked into your spiritual.
Did anything specifically come up that you were thinking about in relation to the thing that you want to do, but you found yourself like if you didn't do it right away? Was there something specific that came up?
Oh yeah, it was about like it was work.
It was about like it was work. On how
I guess the whole idea is how do I so I don't want to work for the man. I want to be a freelancer. I want to work for myself. That is the goal. That is the dream, right? That's how I want to live my financial free life, if you will. And you know, so I'm at a point at this job right now where I don't want to fucking work for this fucking joint, but like. It's the best case scenario for me at this point in my life. I'm coming up to a point where I'm going from temp to perm with this company, and like I need to negotiate more money, and I will need to make more money because I know my worth and I'm more, and I think I've proven at this place my worth because it's not normal for somebody 3 months to come into a company and already run and sustain ourselves. We're different cells. We're Team Titan.
Yeah, and it never hurts to ask.
Well, that's the thing is that I'm going to be sitting down with HR, who is the lady, who is the wife of the owner. You know, it's a family-owned business, but they're starting to become big. You know, the Hellfire missiles that are shot from the drones. Well, you know, we make the boards for them. It's a class. I think it's a class 3 solder fucking job. Everything needs to be up to date. It's a government contract. You know, the money's always going to be.
It's a government contract. You know, the money's.
So, anyways, I was thinking of like. I've built this rapport. Slowly with this customer that comes in. There's little subtle things that like like he saw the hat I was wearing. So like there's moments where I heard bad about this guy. Guy's an alcoholic. He's just like he's intense. He's like he's trying to act like a businessman. When he made this, Ghost Robotics. They make these legs for the dog that you can put guns on. They've been in the news lately. The robotic dog. We're making the legs for this company. For this company. So he's been coming in. They just locked down this manufacturing. Ghost Robotics locked down the manufacturing company that I work at about a year ago. And so, like, but there's so many problems and so many kinks that are continuously trying to be worked out. And I was thinking, like, I could propose an idea to him. To the guy who runs, or the guy who is staying in close contact with us to make sure we have all the parts we need to build the legs, blah, blah, blah. The financial guy who runs Ghost Robotics has recently just passed away. I think he had a heart attack or stroke in the bathroom at the company. He was the financial guy. He was the president of the company. So there was a transition that just happened at their company. This guy died. The next guy in line was, you know, this guy, and then the guy that comes in and deals with us, who communicates with us, who I've built a good rapport with lately, is I want to say top 5 in the company, and they're expanding, and the whole goal is to get government contracts. And once that happens, it's the fucking gates are out the door. I know that's what's going to be happening because we already have we have 64 dog legs we have to get out, and that's like 10 dogs. Like 4 times 10 is 40. So that's over. It's like almost 20 dogs.
It's like almost 20
fully functioning robotic dogs.
Functioning robotic dogs.
So like I just had the idea of like, what if I go to him and be like, get me away from this company. Let me run the Get me away from this company. Let me run the manufacturing. From Ghost Robotics. As a company, it looks good.
As a company,
you're going to be able to be close with us, in close contact with us. You can trust us building these legs for you. And the whole plan goes to like bringing the guy who works here, getting him out of the company. So it would be like, steal me from this company, and let's start our own branch, and let's fucking go for it. Because like everybody who was in that cell was talking bad about this guy in a way of like, I look at it as the guy's a businessman. He can't deal with bullshit. When we go in to work there, it's kind of, we're with these people 10 hours a day. I got to deal with the crap. He's there for maybe an hour. He has to get his point across, and he make sure he's known, and then he has to leave. And everybody's all nervous when he's there. I mean, like, I think we're just at a place where I think he can fully trust us, and I asked him, like, is there anything like that you've seen that as we build these legs that you notice that maybe needs to change or blah blah blah? And he's like, no, the workmanship behind this is very good. It's very well, and I'm it was surprising. So like asking those questions that he probably doesn't hear too often, has built that rapport with him. So that's what ran through my mind.
Say you got everything that you just said.
Say you got everything.
No, and that's so I come, and that's part of this process. I come up with the idea, and then it's like, this is fucking great. I need to act on it right now. Like, I'm so excited about it because it's something different. Because I hate stagnation.
Novelty.
Sure. And so then it gets to a point of, okay, let's process this idea. Let's forget about it. And then I'm like, that's actually kind of a bad idea. So really, this is just there's an extra.
You take time and recognize that it doesn't align with you.
Right. It doesn't align with where I really want to be as a freelancer slash producer slash working on the road slash working from home slash even just going into an office but doing like audio production. Like, I would love to go to a studio every day. So that's the that's kind of what's been happening in my life lately. That's kind of just, I'm going through the motions of the seasons.
How long ago would you say that your awareness was further back in the process of that?
Of this specific scenario?
Yeah, because you've had this, you've faced this scenario before, just with other faces, like with other details.
I would say at least a month ago. Because that's when I recognize, like, this guy is not as bad as he seems. Although, because what I notice is their president dying. I noticed the change in him. He started carrying himself different. Supposedly he was an alcoholic. Like, he would come in fucked up. He'd go on lunch and go to the bar. One of the first times I met him, he's... I don't know. I can't confirm
He
it,
has
but
more responsibility on his shoulders.
sure, and I smelled alcohol in his breath. I'm like, this guy's fucking drunk at 10 o'clock in the morning, but
he's probably functioning.
And I had empathy there. I'm like, he needs us to continue to survive. But as time went on, I think he's young enough to bounce back from it. And because of the responsibility that he holds, and he's smart. He's a smart guy, but like, he also has a side to him that's like, the side that me and this other guy, Todd, that we have, just like the quirky, like, gamer, nerd type of, like, so like, there's like relatability there, and it was there from the start. So it was interesting. It's interesting to see this
We
transformation.
often forget that the people that have authority in our lives are also people.
Yeah. And so that's what I was going to say before, is that the other day I recognized, yesterday, 2 days ago, he came in and, like, there was this moment, he was like walking past me, and like, I think we both had this thing of like, how you doing? Like, we just wanted to like, not talk about these fucking legs for 1 second. Like there was just that relatability there, and
there was just that relatability.
I can see a relationship spawning from this. I can see something like, there's a bigger opportunity. So what I've also been writing down is every moment is a new opportunity. Right
Yeah.
now, whatever I say is a new opportunity. The way you receive
It's
it,
also your brain really practicing recognizing
Yeah.
opportunities.
and so, but like when they happen, I think you tell yourself consciously and subconsciously eventually kicks in. So like I felt it, but in that moment I couldn't consciously recognize it. I subconsciously did it. And so I've been writing down. I want every moment's a new opportunity, and I what am I going to do with those opportunities? And I if I'm feeling sad, down, I don't want to do nothing. I came in like today. I came here anyway. 8 o'clock, showed up, set up shop. Fucking here talking. And I can't stop talking. This wave file is all of me. There's like little spurts of you. And we're 45 minutes in, so like I really have done it here. You'll have your episodes though. You fucking
You'll have
blow up.
your episodes. Though.
So,
Fucking,
I don't know. I'm just I along with my year being good. I told my friend this the other day. I have 2 days of anxiety that got to me. That like it was hard for me to function. Out of this whole year, we're 3 months into the year, and I only had 2 like anxiety-filled days. Compared to last year was my burn year, dude. That was a fucking crazy year. It was just like a mentally, it was in a mental roller coaster.
It was in a mental
Coin it.
roller coaster.
So
Coin it.
yeah, like let's start wrapping it up. So
Yeah,
like what do you
let's start wrapping
out of
it
all
up.
the
So, like,
shit I've just said?
What do you?
Where's your
out of
mind
all
at with
the
all
shit
this?
I've just said,
Because
where's your
as
mind
quiet
at
as
with
you
all
look,
because
this fucking notebook is filled with words. So I want to know
with words.
brain.
So
right
I
now.
want to know
what's in your brain.
right now. What's in your brain?
I mean, I was kind of just taking you in there.
As most people do when they first meet me. I gotta take this guy in. Holy shit!
I'm actually consciously trying to practice that more
Because
I naturally want to fix. Like,
So, okay, so
I'm
you're-
a problem solver.
Your
And-
point, you're
I'm a
seeing the little things like, hey, you can look at it this way.
Yeah, and I'm trying to quiet that voice in my head so that I can be really fully present with people.
So you can agree with that voice, but then immediately disagree with that voice.
And
Like-
say it's not important.
Well, not only that.
What's important is that I'm here.
Yeah.
Not only that.
Not only that, it's my journey. Like
Not only that. it's my
your
journey.
lesson is a lot
Like-
different than my lesson.
Your lesson is a lot different.
But then again,
than my
we
lesson.
learn the same thing.
But then again, we learn the same.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't
And
know.
it's not my
Um,
job to
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know.
teach
It's
you.
not my job to teach you.
It's not that it can't happen.
It's not
But
that
ultimately,
it can't happen. But
I don't need to be in that mode at all times.
I don't need to be.
And that's
in that
really what
mode
I'm learning.
At all times.
Because I have this
And
habit
that's
of
really
like
what I'm learning.
taking information,
'Cause I
taking
have this
information,
habit of,
taking
like,
information.
taking
Oh,
information,
pattern
taking
recognition. Here,
information,
have
taking
some information.
information.
Pattern
Oh,
recognition.
recognition. Here,
Have some information.
Pattern
And then
recognition.
like people get
Have some
overwhelmed with
and
it.
then like people
And
get
I'm trying to learn
overwhelmed
this
with
like
it. And I'm
lesson
trying to
of
learn this like
just because you have it,
lesson
just
of
because you know it,
just because you
because
have
it's
it, just
useful,
because you know it, just because
doesn't
it's
mean
useful,
that other people are ready for it.
doesn't
Otherwise, they
mean
would have found it.
that other people
All right,
are
so-
ready
Or they would
for
have
it,
asked.
Otherwise, they would have found it.
And
All right,
your
Or they would have asked.
your
And your
I'm learning
I
not to
lost my
throw
thought.
up all over people anymore.
So what's that coffee thing called you talked about? Cup of coffee?
what's that
The
coffee
donation
called
thing?
you talked about?
Oh,
Cup of
yeah.
coffee?
What's
The
it called?
donation thing?
Buy me a cup
yeah.
of coffee.
Buy me a cup of coffee.
Buy me a cup of coffee.
Buy me a
cup of
coffee.
So it sounds like you need to give
Or
your
buy
shit
me a
out for
coffee.
free on Buy
So
Me a
it
Cup of
sounds
Coffee
like you need to
because
give your shit out for free on Buy Me a Cup of Coffee because
and eventually get paid to do it because
and
you're
eventually get paid.
that's
to
the
do
thing is that
it because
you want to fix things
That's the thing.
as
that
do as a lot of
you wanna
people you want to
fix
fix
things,
things but then
as do as a lot
know,
of
like,
people. You want to fix things.
that's
but then
knowledge and a service that could
that's
be
knowledge
monetized
and a service.
and,
Yeah.
and so that's why I'm saying like use
Yeah.
that energy for that
And so
that could
that's
be
what I'm
like a
saying,
thing.
Well,
like,
the
use
thing
that-
is,
use that
it's
energy
more
for
of
that.
just
That could
like
be like a thing.
monetization is no
it's more
different
of
than just
like
energy exchange.
monetization is no
And
different than just
entertainment.
Equal energy exchange is
And
Entertainment.
equal energy
a necessary
exchange
rule
is
of this dimension.
a necessary
I
rule
recognize
of this dimension.
it was actually with Kaylee. I
I
love you, girl.
recognize.
I hope you've listened
was
this
actually
50
Kaylee.
minutes in.
Love
I
you,
love
girl.
you.
I hope you've listened. This
Probably not,
50
but
minutes in.
whatever.
I love you.
Thanks for the support.
Probably not.
Uh,
But, whatever. Thanks for the
She,
support.
I wasn't feeling a good mood.
She,
Being good, I was feeling
I was
good.
feeling a good mood.
fucking called Kate. It was after work. I called her on my drive home. You know I was gonna fucking see her.
I called her on my drive home. You know I was
And-
gonna fucking
and-
see her.
Instant, just like she was in a bad mood. Instant killed my mood.
Just like
And
she
I
was
called
in
it.
a bad mood. Instant
And I'm
killed
like,
my
all right,
mood.
your
And I
energy's
called
not
it.
where my energy's at.
And I'm like,
I'm gonna go.
Your
I'll see
energy's
you
not
soon.
where my energy's at.
And then I realized I said it. I said it in more of a dickheadish way.
I said it in more
And
dickheaded.
So then I called her back, and
And
you know, we had
so
like
then I
a
called her back and
good
you know, we
relationship
just- we had,
conversation,
like,
or whatever you
good
want.
relationship
Good, like cute conversation.
whatever.
We were acting like
Good, like,
just
cute
nothing
conversation.
serious, you know.
We were
Like
acting like just
because I
nothing
recognized it, I
serious,
changed
you
the
know?
pattern,
So like
and it
because
worked.
I recognized it, I changed the
Booyah,
pattern,
bitch.
and it worked.
So I don't know. It's
Booyah,
cool
bitch.
because it's cool, man.
So, I don't know,
I'm
it's
feeling
cool
good
because
along with this
it's
year
cool.
of being.
I'm just
You know,
I'm
I keep
feeling
saying
good along with
2022 is
this
my
of
year,
being,
and I feel it for
you
a
know,
lot
I
of
keep
people.
saying
It's a lot of
2022 is
people's
my year,
years,
and I
and
feel it for a lot of
I
people.
think
It's a lot of people's years.
I'm
and
one of the persons
think
lined up for that.
It's a
I'm
huge
one of
year
the
of
persons
like
lined up for that.
recognizing
year of like
and choosing
recognizing
where and who you want to
choosing.
be.
where and who you want to
Like
be.
it is a year of choice.
Like it is a year.
Let's just
of
choose the right
choice.
things, man. Let's just keep being us, keep doing us, and
Let's just
keep
choose the right
being
things,
great.
man. Let's just keep being us. keep
'Cause we
doing us,
deserve it
and
and we're
keep,
worth it.
Being great.
Yeet. All right, guys. Thank you guys
deserve it
for
and
stopping
worth
by
it.
here on Spotlight. I'm Dan.
All
This
right, guys.
is
Thank you
love.
guys for stopping by here
Subscribe
on
and like.
Spotlight. I'm Dan. This is love. Subscribe and
All
like.
right, cool. We done did it.
All right, cool. We done did it.
Thank you for listening to Spotlight. Be sure to give us a like, be sure to subscribe too. Share with your family and friends. Thanks for listening to some Spotlight. See you on the next one.